Welcome back to Good Morning Sri Lanka. We have Manu De Silva, a health coach, a certified health coach at that, who is giving her opinions on what health foods really are and about the diet plans as well. Jason had so many questions in store. I think Jason has one more.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
You have many more, right?
It's like as soon as we came back, you pretended like we were talking about something about Banu's life, but now he just completely changed
What
the
is
topic.
it about my life?
Let's not get into that.
I eat healthy, okay?
No. You lie. You just, before we went to the
I would never lie on Good Morning Sri Lanka, man.
Before we went into a commercial break, Manu, didn't he say that I have problems with my diet? And you mentioned that diets usually, it varies from person to person, and you have to kind of alter it with different people. Why is that?
Jason, we are big on looking at bio-individuality,
Right.
which means one person's food is another person's poison.
Really?
So, I mean, you've heard, like, I mean, in one family, one could eat prawns, the other one is allergic to prawns.
Oh, yeah.
One could eat pomegranate, the other one, even if it gets near their lips, they'll go into all kinds of hives. So, what I do is, I would look at your blood type, because there are certain foods, depending on your blood type, you'd eat and you'll put on weight.
Okay.
Certain foods that if you eat, you can actually lose weight.
Okay.
We look at your Ayurvedic profile, whether you're Vata, Pitta or Kapha person, because once again, depending on your Ayurvedic body profile, there are certain foods that's good for you, certain foods that aren't good for you.
Okay.
And then your metabolic rate, and also looking at your lifestyle, looking at the constraints that you have, looking at your financial situation.
Right.
So there are so many dietary theories in the world right now. If you meet overweight people, I'm sure they tell you that they've been on one or more types of diets in their lives.
Right.
And I always say, don't go on a diet.
Because they don't usually work.
They don't work.
Even if they do work, it's not like you're going to keep having that diet for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
Is
It's not sustainable.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the first to say, like, you have to go for a wedding in 1 month's time and you need to just look trim, lose 3 kilos. Is it a healthy way to do it? No, but do it. But it's not something that is sustainable. That's not
Right.
sustainable weight loss. But also, as human beings, I think when someone tells you don't eat it or don't do it, as a child,
Right.
if your parent asks you to not do something, that's all what you wanted to do.
True.
Even if it was something that you weren't going to do, like don't go for that dance. No, I'm going. That's what I want to do.
I'm going to prom and you're going to say yes.
Exactly. Same with foods. If you tell someone don't eat that, that's all what would be working in their mind.
Right.
So the day that they stop the diet, they'll start binge eating.
Okay.
So my plan with my clients would be, we have 45-minute to 1 hour consultations.
Right.
We look at every aspect of their life. And then, depending on your needs, your requirements, we identify your individual other more or less like profiles and come up with a plan. And it could very well be on a particular diet plan for a certain period of time. Like
Okay.
if someone has to lose 60 kilos, I do have a few clients that's got to lose 60, 50, 30 kilos. So for them, I might recommend, okay, for the first 2 weeks, totally stay away from carbs, like
Okay.
more or less like a Atkins diet. But if you come to me and say, like, my problem is I can't eat breakfast, I'm not going to put you on Atkins diet because that's not going to work for you. Same with you. So
Okay.
that is what I mean by bio-individuality. And about diets, there's over 100 dietary theories, from zone diet to Atkins to South Beach to low carb, no carb, Duna. And in fact, you know that there's one called Duna diet, peanut butter diet, ice cream diet. So there's so many different diets. Okay.
I must get to know this donut diet and
So there you
peanut
go.
butter diet.
And the latest one is the 5-2 diet, which is do whatever you want for 5 days.
Okay.
And limit your calorie intake to 500 calories for 2 days. And it works for some people. That's the latest craze in the UK.
Yeah.
So if you come to me and say,
it's a win-win situation.
yeah, if that works for you, then that's what we will work with you.
Absolutely.
But then for someone else, they'll say like, no, I can't be for 2 days on 500. So yeah, that's
just out of curiosity, I want to know the exact causes for overeating, because one could say that I'm really interested in the product, that I have a craving for that particular food. Stress could be a reason, but taking everything into considerations, what are the top causes do you think that's the reason for this occurrence?
Okay.
That's a loaded question.
No, that's a really good question, because we split our foods into 2 groups: primary foods and secondary foods.
Yeah.
Secondary foods is what you get in your plate, so what we really eat.
Right. Wait, hold on. Then what could possibly be primary
foods? Primary foods are everything to do with relationships, spirituality, fulfilling career, physical fitness, joy, creativity, finances, social life, all those things. They are what
including the emotional aspect as well, yeah?
Yes, and they are what would fulfill you. Food will fill you, relationships would fulfill you. So when you are deficient in your primary foods, we tend to find comfort in secondary foods.
So I think the question here really is, how do you actually balance these two and then go to that common goal?
And it totally sheds a new light onto the saying food for thought. Say?
Very nice.
So basically what I would do with my clients, we identify where they are with their primary foods. So, and then we look for those triggers, because you know that if you've had a really bad day at work, you go home with all those stresses in your head, you just shoot to the fridge. You're not even hungry, but you open the fridge and you rummage through the fridge, and more often than not, you won't go for a carrot stick. You will look for that chocolate, the ice cream. They are the comfort foods, because we go back to being a child. Remember when you were crying as a child, mom would give you a piece of chocolate? And some ice cream. She never gave you a carrot and say, hey Jason, stop crying. Stop crying. Here's a carrot for you.
Did she?
That's so right.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
correct.
So we actually go back to being a child. When we are emotionally disturbed, be it through stress, be it through a traumatic event, be it through just overwhelmed with what's happening, okay? So we go back into finding some comfort. So that's number 1. So that is anything to do with stress and depression. And the second thing is boredom. There is something, many can't watch TV without moving their arm. You got to have something. It could be manioca chips to potato chips to murukku or something. There has to be this lever working.
Yeah.
And if you ask that person, are you hungry? Oh no. Then why are you filling yourself with this? I'm bored. And with the introduction of technology, people tend to work till 12 midnight, 1 on Facebook or any other social media. And whilst doing that, what do they have? They surround themselves with all junk food. So finding the root cause and actually going through, I get my clients to keep a diary. I get them to keep a food diary. I get them to keep a mood diary. So that we can actually, so when they keep writing everything that they've had in the day, and then when they keep writing the mood that they were in, most of the time we can find a direct link between the mood and what they have eaten.
Right.
So then the next step would be to look at, so when you know that you are stressed, what are some of the strategies that could be in place so that you don't go for that ice cream or the chocolate or the unhealthy whatever food that you normally go to. Does that answer your question, Banu?
Yes, of course.
I can tell from the blank expression on Banu's face, like, wow, she did answer my question. Now what do I do?
In a very, very loaded way. I think you over-answered my question. I think I learned a lot more than I actually expected. But mainly it's boredom and stress.
Boredom and stress and old habits.
And old habits as well.
and old habits.
It's really interesting how your mind would play a huge role in what you eat and how to
It's
stay
all
healthy.
interconnected.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. For example, now a lot of people tell me that even I mean, you see the most fit-looking guys, all right, but they're not really healthy.
Yes.
How can you regain from that if you one of those guys who just like use supplements or whatever to look that way, and you're not really healthy? What could be the bad thing about that?
Okay, just to explain it a little bit more, or maybe further that question, I have some clients that they say, I go to the gym every day and I do a big workout. So when I come home, I don't feel guilty about eating.
Right.
So then I have my favorite subject of calorie discussion, which is if you do a brisk walk for 1.6 kilometers, you lose 100 calories. And I run on my treadmill like as if a dog is chasing me, where I can't breathe, I can't talk, and I would do that for 25 minutes and I lose 200 calories.
Right.
One egg is 110 calories and one banana is 60 calories.
Wow.
Okay?
Okay.
2 teaspoons of white sugar is 70 calories. One Smarties is 30 calories. So if you walk for half an hour and burn 200 calories, you eat 6 Smarties, you have put that back in your body.
Life is unfair.
Life is unfair. Life is
That's
unfair.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
So there you go. So
Yeah.
people that are fit because they do go and do those exercises but still fill themselves with calorie loaded unhealthy food,
Right.
internally they would be unhealthy, and
Yeah.
we got this myth in our head or misconception that if you to get diabetes or to get a heart attack, it has to be a big person, but not really. You could have, like, I know someone that's 31 kilos and she's right now in the cardiac unit waiting for a valve replacement. She's got heart problems.
Right.
So I think the body shape and your kilos and how healthy or fit you look from outside is no indication to what you are inside.
Wow, that was just like a total slap in the face, like, wake up. And
Wake up call.
Yeah, because I thought I was doing the right thing, but apparently not.
Do
But
you hit the gym often?
not really, no. Unfortunately.
But do you eat chocolate often?
Yes, yes.
That I do.
But we
Thanks
do,
for that.
but we do have to take a commercial break. Then we'll be talking about food myths as well. Jason, I have some questions to ask you as well. So stay tuned and we'll be right back.